You're willing to wear that company gear because you know it stands for something, because you stand for something, right? My name is Jose Moreno. On this podcast, we discuss current and future trends in the electrical industry. Welcome to the life of an electrical contractor. On this podcast, we discuss current and future trends in the electrical industry. Welcome to the life of an electrical contractor. All right, I got an awesome thing I want to talk about today. So on this episode, I want to bring up a topic that it's always stirring, even in my own company. So I'm sure it's happening in your company. And I've recently read a book that brought this new subject into it. So I'm going to just dive into it, right? So this episode is going to be geared towards the employee, right? So I'm sure if you're an employee out there, and it doesn't matter what industry you may be in, you're an employee, okay? And you may ask yourself, why stick around? You know, why do I want to stick around this company wherever I'm at, right? In whatever type of company, mom and pop, corporate, right? And I wanted to share a little bit of what I've been able to read and perhaps what has been able to click in my own visions, right? Of what I've been able to see and ultimately wanted to share with my own company, right? My own guys, right? And the thing is how you can grow from an employee to an intrapreneur. And yeah, you heard that. See, you heard that word, right? It's called intrapreneur. See, most people are familiar with entrepreneur, right? And today we're going to discuss a little bit more about that term intrapreneur and see if you got what it takes, right? See if perhaps this is what you have already, and it'll give you a new avenue. It'll give you that new something to pursue, right? So let's dive in a little bit. So I think for this one, because it's a term that even for me was new as recently as like 6 months ago, I think it's worth giving some definitions, right? So I'm gonna make believe I'm an English class teacher, right? Perspective. So entrepreneur, right? Everybody knows what an entrepreneur is, right? Sort of, right? I'm going to give you the definition. It says a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses, taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so. Basically, you own a business, right? Now, employee. Once again, noun. A person employed for wages or salary, especially at a non-executive level. All right. Intrapreneur. Once again, a noun. Now, this one was more difficult. I really couldn't find the words, and I looked up like 4 or 5, maybe even 10 different definitions on this word, and I couldn't really find the one that made sense of what I've been able to find of that, what it truly means, right? Or my opinion of it, right? So I'm gonna just, I figured I'd make this episode around that and see if perhaps maybe you're an intrapreneur. Maybe you are the actual definition. All right. So I'm going to make the episode basically, the whole idea of the episode is going to be basically about what intrapreneur is, share what an intrapreneur is, and see if you got what it takes. Okay. So the book I'm talking about is a book I read by a gentleman named Patrick Bet-David. The book's name is Your Next 5 Moves, right? It's definitely a must, by the way. But there's an area in there that talks about intrapreneur, and to make the honest decision of which one you are. Okay. See, sometimes people think that the only way to make it is to be an entrepreneur, to have your own business, right? And in that book, he gave wonderful examples of intrapreneurship, right? Which is one of the things I've been trying to bring to life in my company, right? Where it's like, hey, listen, guys, there's a future here. The future is here. You can make this company your own, you know? Why go try to build something else? Let's work together and build this here, right? So it kind of it touched me because one is it reminded me why I'm an entrepreneur, right? And how I loved it and why I love it, right? But at the same time, it gave me some clarity on how to communicate this term a little better. I honestly, I didn't even know the word existed, right? But it gave me a new sense of communication with my own staff. And I figured as I'm even going to begin to, because this is honestly something brand new for us as well, that I'm going to start bringing into to our company. I figured, why not share it with you out there? Because I'm sure you're out there wondering, I'm just going to go out on my own. I'm going to do it on my own. And perhaps maybe that's for you if you have that. But perhaps maybe that's not what you want. And I'm here to kind of give you an example of how you don't need to feel confused anymore. It's okay to want to stay at a company and grow with that company and ultimately help grow that company. That's where intrapreneurship comes in. So let's take a step back again, and I wanted to share a little bit more about what I've read and what I've been researching on, right? So what is this? What exactly, who is this for? So I want to say I wrote down special employees, you know, special employees that perhaps we can work together to create something more valuable, to deliver something of more value, have more impact, right? Some of those employees, and even you, maybe you're an employee somewhere. Perhaps this is at the company you're at, or perhaps it's a company that you're going to go work for. At our company, or you're similar. If you're watching this in your company, it could be employees you have, or it could be employees you may hire in the hopefully in the near future, right? But for a long time, I thought that all the best people would simply move on. See, I thought that why would someone want to stay around, right? And my goal was to try to create a long-term employment, a relation, right? A long-term relationship with these candidates. And I found this term to be, honestly, for me, very invigorating. And I think once you as an employee start to see the possibilities, it would probably invigorate you as well, right? So, and I don't know if you see the common trait here, but if you follow some of my, if you've watched some of my other episodes, you know, I'm always about creating relationships, right? So what better way to create a long-lasting relationship with some of your employees by giving them this opportunity, you know, not even necessarily giving them to them, by them developing this opportunity, okay? So let's dive into some of the traits of an entrepreneur and see if they make you tingle, okay? Because realistically, when I talk about business, when I talk about my vision with my guys, with my staff, man, it boils me up. It gets me going. I mean, even right now, I'm pumped. And that's what's going to happen for you. See, I'm pumped right now because I feel like there is definitely, I'm able to share something I've learned and that will create impact for you out there. I don't even know what company you work at, but you can have a future wherever that is. Okay. So let's dive into some of the stuff and see how these things make you feel. See if you have some of this stuff. Okay. And if you don't, it doesn't mean that you can't. It could just mean that you just need a little bit more time to develop some of this stuff. You're still looking for yourself, right? So it's perfectly fine wherever you're at. All right. So I broke it down like this. Does it interest you to repair things in the company or mend things in the company, right? So, you know, what does that mean? Repair things in the company. So follow along. So perhaps you see things how they're done and you're not necessarily in agreement with it, right? And maybe you have a better a better idea, right? Or you think I'd like to try this, okay? You go home with these thoughts, okay? Another thing is you start to wonder, why are things done like this? Why do we do things like this? See, you're basically looking at the current challenges, even the current processes that could be actually working, and you're actually looking at them with the intent of making them better. That seems like you have you may have that trait in you, okay? Number 2, are you willing to give it all? Now, this one is a very broad one. If you ask an entrepreneur, if you ask me, are you willing to give it all? Yes. Okay. As I started, even now, when I need to recommit myself, I need to ask myself that. Am I willing to give it all? I can't bring half-ass to this shit. If I bring half-ass, I'm dead. So now for you, are you willing to give it all? And like I said before, it's a very wide statement. But does it entice you? Does it make you think wider and deeper into something that perhaps is out there for you? Do you believe in a bigger vision? Do you actually deliver on what you say you were going to deliver on? Do you execute? See, showing up is half the battle, right? That's what they say, right? Showing up is half the battle. Yet no one ever talks about that other half. And that other half is just as critical. And if you have that other half, if you have that like, oh, I'm here, man. Call on me. I'm ready. You're the only one that knows if you're bringing your best. See, I know when I talk to myself and I say, bring it, I got to bring my best. I got to bring the best that I can to this thing. And if I ask somebody that I want you to bring the best to this company, only you know if you're actually bringing it. And if you can say you are actually bringing it, you got something there. Also do you bring out the best in others? See, it's not about look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm this shiny object. It's, are you also interested in making others better? See, if these things start to sound like you may have something there. The third one is vigilant. Are you vigilant? Why is that important? Well, does it concern you how your place of work is looked upon? Does it matter to you what people are saying about your company, good or bad? Now, I'm not telling you necessarily to make judgments on what people say, good and bad, right? But does it concern you? Does it concern you what people within your own company are saying about the company? Do you realize that your company is a brand and you want to be associated with it? You want to bring that out, right? You want to rock those Jordans, right? Whatever that is, right? You're willing to wear that company gear because you know it stands for something, because you stand for something, right? You're looking out for those potential dangers that others necessarily can't see. And you're willing, like I mentioned on the first one, to attempt to fix them, to bring them to light, to show someone, hey, look, I think we can do this better like this. Or look what I found. What do you think? Can we do something like this? Number 4 is honorable. Honorable. What does that mean, honorable? Are you telling the truth? Yeah, I know. It sucks. It truly sucks sometimes to tell the truth. But you know what? In telling the truth, you reveal something about yourself. You reveal that you can be counted on. It's easy to be a yes man. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about honor. Are you following through on your commitments? Even more, are you holding others accountable to theirs? Because see, we all talk. We all say, yeah, I want this, I want that. But are you actually holding yourself accountable? Are you actually following through? And like I said before, are you helping those around you be accountable to their things? Because everyone wants something, but then when you tell them to do it, they're like, oh, well, that's not exactly what I wanted to do. Or that's not exactly what I want, the price I wanted to pay. Does it interest you to grow others within the firm, within the company? See, we all want to grow, right? I want to grow. My whole life is based around growth, right? But it's not just me I want to grow. It's not just me I want to expand. Because when I grow and I expand, I share. I talk to others. I offer my insights at home with my family, at work with my staff, and my customers, and you. It's not just about me. It's about those that are watching. Those I don't even know that are watching. And that's the question. That's that bigger picture. Does it interest you to help others grow as well? Now, we said honor, right? Because of trust, right? See, are you someone that can be trusted? Because, it takes a lot to run a business, right? Acquiring a customer, insights, tricks, whatever it is that you want to say, whatever your contracts, the way you run your bank accounts, the money you make, all that information is vital. It can be used for good or it can be used for wrong. Are you a person that can be counted on to use this for good? Is this someone that you say, no, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this. You may have something here. So now, summarizing these 4 things that I talked about, these 4 traits or these 4 subjects, so to say, right? Does it interest you to repair things within your company, within the current structure? Does it engage you to want to repair? Do you go home at night and actually research, right? See, there's a difference. Well, let me finish. All right. So does it interest you to repair, right? The second one is, are you willing to give it all, right? Third is, are you vigilant? And fourth is, are you honorable? See, I left one out of there. And that was value. Are you valuable? Are you bringing value? Now, I'm sure you're valuable. I mean, you're obviously someone's son or daughter, and you're probably someone's father, and you're someone's friend. So I'm sure you're valuable, right? But are you valuable to this company? Do you want to deliver value to this company? Do you want to help create more value for this company? See, in business, the pure nature of the business relevance, right? To stay alive, basically, right? To continue going, to continue growing, is to deliver value to the marketplace. That's it. The second you stop delivering value, it's the second you stop having a client. Simple as that. So the question is, are you able to deliver value? Are you able to bring value? Are you able to create value? Are you willing to do the extra work that will be necessary to create value? So for you, a budding employee, perhaps a brand new dude, or someone who's already been working some time, a seasoned employee, what does value mean to you? See, I can't tell you what it means to you. You have to ask that question for yourself and look in the mirror and really answer it. What does value mean to me? How can I deliver value to this company? How can I bring value to this marketplace? See, this conversation is not based for that common employee that's an 8 to 5 dude, right? And there's nothing wrong with that guy. It's just not who necessarily we're speaking about. You need them, or perhaps there is a need for them, right? They have a value, right? But this is not necessarily the person who perhaps is that intrapreneur type person. It's not that person that can be someone that can help grow a business, grow a thriving business, right? Help that CEO, help that president of the company, help that visionary, that founder, right? Remember, the entrepreneur, that founder, the CEO, they're working on a vision to bring it to reality. You all of a sudden, you see that vision and it makes sense to you. And now you want to be a part of it. And those things I talked about, they fire you up. They give you a sense of purpose. They give you a reason to live. You may be onto something. See, that 8 to 5 dude, and to an extent, a lot of us, right, sometimes say, I do what I get paid for. Or better yet, they don't pay me for that. And, I've always answered that with, I've said it too, right? I was an employee as well at one time. And even as an owner, sometimes, I tell people that's not what you hired me for, or that's not what you paid me for. And I've learned to communicate a little differently, because the number one thing I didn't want to express was what you hear when you hear an employee said, I do what I get paid for, or they don't pay me for that. Which basically means I'm not doing more than this. I'm not doing more than what I'm supposed to. That's it. 5 o'clock's over, I'm going home, my day's over. I'm not doing more to grow as an individual. I'm not doing more to grow as a potential leader of this company. I'm not doing more to get better. I'm not doing more, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing more. So if you're not doing more, what are you doing? Right? See, I'm not perfect. And this is not about perfection. It's about a process of growth. And it's the very way that you think that will keep you from finding that fortune, from earning that fortune. It's your own thinking that will keep you from that gift that you dream about, but perhaps you're not willing to work for. Like everything else, it takes time and effort. Yet ask yourself, can I bring something to this operation? Can I make it better? Better yet, who knows what it can become if I do bring it? Do you realize you could You could have an idea that could have a major impact. You can help open a new division. You can help better a division, a current division. You can help attract a new type of clientele. There's no saying what you can create if you so are willing to try. The issue is that many of us don't even give ourselves that chance. We're back to that. They don't pay me for that. And the reason they don't pay you for that is because you've never even tried to do that. So I'll finish it off with this quote. Leadership is the challenge to be something more than average. I don't know what you may want in life, but perhaps being average is not what you're looking for. And I was here to show you how wherever you're at, there's a great possibility of you being able to bring something amazing and create an amazing life for yourself by trying. As always, thank you for listening. If any of this info you find valuable, subscribe, as well as share it with someone you may know that needs to hear this. Maybe you're out there somewhere looking for a way. And hopefully this episode shows you that. Feel free to comment below, and as always, catch you on the next one.